This is Orange Nation Overtime with Stephen Fonte and Paulie Sibilia.
Welcome into Orange Nation Overtime, everyone. Alongside Paulie Sibilia, I'm Stephen Fonte. It's a Wednesday edition of the program, a game day edition of the show. 9 o'clock tip tonight between Syracuse and Virginia Tech, and that's where we start, Paulie. You've been saying since the Boston College loss that there is a path to the NCAA tournament. You're right. There is a path. But the margin for error is virtually gone, right? Slim to none at this point. They got to take care of business tonight at home against a Virginia Tech team that, they've been snake-bitten a little bit this season as well. 3 losses in conference, all of them on a last-second shot. Stanford, Wake Forest, SMU, they all lost in the closing seconds, including a half-court shot to SMU at the buzzer.
Yeah, every game is a playoff game now for Syracuse. You've got to win. It's one and done, basically, until you get to the quad ones where you'll be able to lose only a couple of those. So, yeah, you've got to separate yourself from the other middle-of-the-pack teams by beating them. So if it comes down to that last spot in the ACC, they'll look at a head-to-head, hopefully, over the BC loss.
Yeah, and you look at Virginia Tech, this is a team that is desperate for a win as well on the bubble. If you look at Joe Lunardi's latest bracketology, he's got 8 teams from the ACC in, Virginia Tech among the first 4 out. And this would be a quad one. We keep talking about SU's resume and they're in a lot of trouble. They're still in the top 75, which makes this a quad one chance for the Hokies.
Yes. Yeah, Syracuse is a better win for the Hokies than it is
for Syracuse to win.
Beat the Hokies.
Right.
But they're very similar teams.
Correct. I mean, they're both in the middle of the pack, and Syracuse needs to start stacking wins to get close to the bubble, and then hope that these games in February mean something, and we'll see what happens. The turnovers have been an issue. We've talked about it a lot since Saturday. 18 turnovers against Boston College. We've been critical of Nathan George, and you look at what he's done in conference play so far. He's got 23 turnovers in the last 4 games and 26 in the ACC as a whole. So 5 ACC games, he's got 26 turnovers, had 3 against Clemson, 23 in the last 4. That's something we got to keep our eye on tonight because Virginia Tech has a very good turnover margin this year. They're 3rd in the ACC in that category.
Yeah, just don't turn the ball over. How did this team only turn the ball over twice against Kansas?
Yeah.
Just do that again. It's that easy.
Yeah, he's been careless with the basketball. They've got to value it tonight and value it for the rest of the season.
In his defense, too, 2 of the games where he had a ton of turnovers, somebody else had an equal amount of bad turnovers.
Right, and we saw Donnie Freeman with 7 against Boston College.
JJ was the other one.
But that's been an outlier for those 2 guys. Donnie in particular, 7 turnovers is an outlier for him, and he did some other things in that game.
If he doesn't turn the ball over twice, or the other guy does it, right. It makes his more of a problem.
Right.
When you can probably survive one of them doing it.
Right, not both of them. And 18 turnovers too many. BC had well over 20 points in points off of turnovers, and that ultimately decided the game. That and Donnie missed a late free throw. They didn't foul on that last possession of regulation when Red said on Monday that the plan was to foul. They didn't execute that. BC made a 3, forced overtime, and then won it in overtime. It will be interesting to see how this team bounces back tonight. Coming off a bad loss like that, their second quad 3 loss of the season, are they able to compartmentalize it? Are they able to put it behind them and just focus on what is next, or are they hanging their heads a little bit from it? I think so much of tonight, especially in the first 5 to 10 minutes, is going to come down between the ears, right? Mentally, are they ready to play and ready to go out and take care of business against Virginia Tech?
Yep. I got a good feeling.
I know you do. You said that when I walked in today. You said you got a good feeling about tonight.
I'm probably wrong.
9 o'clock tip on the ACC network if you're not going to the game between Syracuse and Virginia Tech. And, of course, we'll break it all down tomorrow. We also talked at length today on the Orange Nation radio show about the football team. The season came to an end officially on Monday with the national title game, Indiana taking care of Miami and winning the national title, first in the program's history for the Hoosiers. And now the offseason is off and running for everybody. And Fran Brown has been hard at work in the transfer portal, hard at work trying to keep as many players on this roster that he wanted as possible. And we had him on the show today. He came on, he talked for a while. We're going to play back his comments now, and we kicked him off just by asking for his overall thoughts with the transfer portal and how Syracuse has done to this point.
Everything went well. I mean, it's a blessing to be able to get new players on the football team, guys that want to be here, guys that are just committed to the grind, committed to our culture, committed to becoming the best version of them daily, right? Like everybody wants to win a championship, and that's extremely important. For us, we're just trying to get guys that want to do that daily, right? They're just trying to dominate daily, want to get up daily, want to be able to compete daily at all the things they do. So I'm excited. I'm very thankful about the guys that we have on our team. Honestly, thankful about everybody that visit campus, period, right? I thought we had a lot of good talent on campus, and everybody got a chance to go. I'm thankful for the guys that were on our team that where we had parted ways and different things of that nature, and they got opportunities to land places. But I'm really happy about our football team. I feel really good. I think that we have a lot of really good character and integrity, to be honest with you. Two things that are extremely important when it comes to being successful as a football player during the time you're playing and also after.
Coach, you brought up being committed to the grind, and before we get into who you got, let's talk about the fact that you were able to keep a lot of players, and they were committed to the grind and stayed at Syracuse.
Yeah, I feel like, to be honest with you, everybody we wanted is here, right? Like everybody we wanted is here, and the guys that didn't want to be here, they're not here. So I think it was mutual on all ends with everybody, right? Like everybody that's here was truly wanted to be here. They were well sought after. I had constant conversations with them, constant phone calls. I recruited them like crazy I just recruit my players all the time, right? You got to recruit your players daily. But they felt the love. They understand, and they know that love is genuine and it's real. And that's why they're all stayed. That's why they're all here. And everybody that's here was we wanted them here. And there's not anyone that left that I could say, dang, we wanted him to be here, right? It's just, I think both parties sometimes come to a mutual agreement that it's time to go, right? It's like the end of the divorce where you have to sign the papers and it's like, dang, it's over, right? So that's where we were with everything. I'm happy for the guys that did play here, that got a chance to play here, that helped us last year. But I feel like our culture has taken a major shift in the direction that I wanted to go through. Just think of this, all the kids that every semester I've been here, we had over 3.0. Last semester wasn't. And with all due respect to everyone, the guys that stayed, they had a 2.9 GPA, right? And I won't bring up the other GPAs, but everyone that stayed at a 2.9, we ended up with like a 2.6 something, right, overall. And that's our lowest team GPA since I've been here of the semester. So, but everyone that stayed, we have a 2.9, and that's actual stuff. I don't want to bring up the other numbers because I don't want to cause anything or anything like that, but I'm excited about the guys that are here. That not only are they good football players, but they're also great students also.
And to that point about player retention, I came across this stat the other day, Coach, that you guys have the sixth fewest transfers among Power 4 schools who played 150-plus snaps. So, as you said, the experienced guys, for the most part, are staying put, and that's a very good sign. You told us at the end of the season that you wanted to go in the portal and add a couple of quarterbacks, and you talked about adding a quarterback from the high school level as well. Can you bring us up to date on, we know that you've signed a few, including Malachi Nelson recently. Can you bring us up to date on that quarterback room and kind of your thoughts on those guys?
I think they're all doing well. First off, I'm very thankful for where Steve's at with his therapy and his rehab. He's dominating that, right? Like, he's leading our football team the way that he's supposed to lead our football team. We was able to go out though and go get Amari, who I thought he did an amazing job at Kennesaw, right? Just going in and being a former basketball player who's just still getting into the early part of learning football, to the developmental stage of it. He's super competitive. He brings a lot of experience to our team. Malachi Nelson, who we all know, who was at one point the number one player in the country coming out. He brings a lot of experience, especially with our quarterback coach, being able to coach those guys up. So there's a lot of competition there. And then for us, we were able to get like a really talented guy to come on the team that was like a late all of a sudden. And Danny, who played at Georgetown, who's super talented also, that can do things. And then our future, right? When you look at our program, our future in the next 2 to 3 years, right? 2 years, it'll be my main man, our quarterback. So there's nothing like our young freshman who's fresh out of high school in North Carolina, being able to go down there and get Zaid. Zahid's he's a ball player, right? He looks like a young Cam Newton running around. He's huge. In the weight room, he works out. He goes and throws the ball with the players already. He's following everything that Steve and Mari and those guys are telling him to do, and he's being coached up right. I'm really thankful for Coach Sean Ryan and Charlie Brewer, who are quarterback coach and assistant quarterback coach. I think those guys are doing a real good job with these guys already, with just spending time with them, talking to them, and making sure that every guy is developed, right? I think that that was something that hurt us last year. Guys weren't ready, right? Nothing towards whoever else, but after Steve went down, like everything went down, but it was truly a blessing because we were able to clear the shit and just make it be able to run the way it's supposed to run.
Coach, you brought up Steve Angeli and said his rehab's going well. A question that we get a lot, it's kind of a two-part question. Will we see him at all in the spring? And I guess more importantly, fans want to know, is he expected to be 100% by the time, August rolls around?
Yeah, he's going to compete. Steve's already competing. He's competing his butt off every day. You can see him in the spring. You'll see him throwing the ball right now. I mean, he's already out throwing the football and being able to do that. There's just certain things that he won't do. He will not have a human run past him in the spring from a defensive side of the ball unless they want to go in the portal. So nobody will be around him. But he's going to be able to compete. He's going to be in all meetings. He's going to do everything that's needed. He just won't be in any live events. And as he knows, there's competition. Like he actually helped recruit those guys to come here. Steve wants to compete. He's a pro, right? And the only way you'll get better is to be able to have competition around you, another talent around you. You can't get better if you're just the best one. So for him, he wanted to have a lot of guys around. He talked to guys on the phone, told them why they should be here. He hosted a couple guys. So all those guys come here just to compete. Like, if you want to compete, you got to come to Syracuse right now, right? Because there's a lot of kids and a lot of guys here that they just want to compete and have fun.
You want to talk about your wide receivers? It seems like you gotten a little younger there at the wide receiver position.
I mean, you may feel that way. I just, I think we're pretty good at that position. I think that will end up being one of our strengths of our football team. You got Cole Weaver, who just came from Miami, Ohio. He's 6'5". He just jumped a 39-inch vertical yesterday. But he had like 600-some yards. So I think he had more yards than everyone on our football team last year. You also have Elijah Moore, who's a good football player. Didn't get to play a bunch at Florida State now, but coming out, he was a good player. And we felt as though he was really tough. And a kid who we saw after like so much, he was high on our radar, and somebody who I was a little upset that we didn't get him last year when he decided to go to Penn State. He hit the portal and was on his way to visit another school. We asked him to stop by first, and I didn't let him leave till he signed. So we were able to get Matthew out, and then that helps us a lot, being able to get Matt out in here also, to go along with Darren Williams and all the other guys we got, right? Let's not forget about Calvin Russell's also here, right? Calvin's just playing basketball at the moment, so we got a lot of height and skill set. We got guys that are natural ball catchers, guys that can just catch the ball. I did think Justice Ross could catch the ball natural last year, but he was not healthy to be able to show us that. But a lot of these guys can catch the ball natural, and Josh Gaddis has been doing this for a long time when it comes to wideouts, of just developing them, right, from when he was at Penn State. What started out Western Michigan and Penn State and Alabama, Michigan, everywhere he goes, he's been able to do that and develop wideouts. So he's back in his comfort zone of being able to develop our wide receivers.
You brought up the name Calvin Russell. As you mentioned, he's playing basketball right now, and he had a chance to speak with the media the other day, and he mentioned that not only did you allow him, quote unquote, to play basketball, you encouraged him to play basketball and kind of live out his dreams. Can you speak to, I guess, that decision to, let him play both? And then the second part of that is, what can football fans expect to see from this kid when we see him out on the field?
I mean, when you see him on the football field, first off, he's going to play every position because he can play. He could be a quarterback, but he's not our quarterback that can really play. But he's going to play inside. He'll play outside. He'll do a lot. He's really quick. A lot of times you see big guys and you think they're just a vertical threat or just a fade ball. I mean, this kid can really run routes. He has quick feet. He gets in and out of his breaks all the time. He can catch the ball natural, and he's tough, right? His mom is a tough woman. His mom had 1,000+ points in basketball at Miami. So, that's where he comes from. Then his dad's a good guy too, that loves to compete. So this kid is just a super athletic. When I watched him play, the first time you're gonna see him play basketball, you go see guys play, and he was playing point center. So on offense, he was the point guard, and on defense, he was going to center. And they played a good team who had about 4 kids go. I think they was playing Norland, if I'm not mistaken. But they had about 4 kids that went Division I in basketball, and he might have had 40 that night. It seemed like he had 60. But he was just scoring and shooting and talking trash, and he had that dog that you're looking for. He has that dog and that instant, we're good because I'm here mindset, right? And like, we're not going to lose to these guys. I'm going to do it all myself if I have to. And he comes with that on the football field. When you go watch him on the field, he has that same mindset and personality, but he's always happy. He's a natural leader, so I'm thankful to have him on the team. It's important to have him and Calvin and Demetrius together. A lot of guys not paying attention and listening to us. We just got Demetrius to go up a year early as I started recruiting him. Hey, leave early. But you really take a look at it, you got 2 guys that would have been top 25 players in the class of 2026 coming to Syracuse at the moment, because Demetrius is still 17. Calvin's actually older than him right now. So I'm excited about him, knowing where he's at, and just who he is as a wide receiver, and just happy he's a part of our team. I think he had to play basketball because he was that good. And I really think, honestly, it just brings the whole school together. Like, having somebody that can play both sports, that can do that and be that, I mean, it brings us all together. It brings everybody to be close, right? We all won anyway, right? So that Block S, everybody representing the same thing. So it's pretty cool to see him be able to do it, and to see the basketball kids and the football players and just all of them hang together, right? Everybody be around each other. I mean, it helps it out a lot. It helps the community a lot also when you see us doing stuff, which you'll see us doing more community service things together, and then not just being football team did this, basketball did that. We're just talking about doing more stuff together and being together, because I think that this community is, like, the athletics here is community owned, right? So just excited about that.
Very well said. One other position group I want to ask you about before we move on to some other things quickly, the O-line. A lot of people are wondering about the O-line and where things stand with that group right now.
You see who our O-line coach is, right? Yeah, we got one. That should be the least of your worries. Nobody left though, right? Everybody came back, and we picked up one guy that played last year, someone else, but everyone came back. Nobody left. We're excited about that group, and they'll continue to get developed. They have one of the best coaches in football, period, that's coaching that position. I mean, I'm honored that he's on our staff, right? I'm excited that he's on our staff. I'm thankful for what he's already doing with the players. You got Joe Cruz and Trey Mack and Byron and all them. Everybody's getting their weight right. Make sure y'all stay on Byron. When y'all see him, everybody, make sure he keep getting his weight right and moving, him and Skyler. But they're doing a good job. Byron's really leading that group already as a sophomore. He's in the mindset of, hey, we're going to win. We got to be pros. We got to win daily. So Coach Juan's doing a hell of a job with them.
All right, another new coach. You guys got Sean Ryan at QB coach. Can you tell us a little bit about him?
Intelligent. Tom Coughlin called me and told me he'd be a guy that he would hire if he was working right now. He coached with him when he was with the Giants. I mean, the list of the coaches that he's coached with, Stafford and Eli Manning and Sean Watson, P.J. Walker, Sam Darnold, like, he coached all those guys, right? And those guys speak highly of him, not like he was a coach on the staff. He was their actual position coach, and then now he gets to be our guy's quarterback coach. It's truly fun to be able to have him with us. Our players like him. Steve loves him. Malachi likes him a lot. That was one of the reasons that a lot of these guys were able to come and commit, to be able to commit to us, because they see that we have somebody that's going to be able to develop them all. Because they all understand and know it's only going to be one guy to start, but we're all going to lead the whole team. All of our quarterbacks are locked with arms, and they lead the team, and the team is following, and may the best man end up on top, right? So that's how that goes.
Since we're talking coaching additions, let's get your thoughts on Vince Karras. The more I read up about him, the more I like him, and the more we find out about him, we can understand why he got the job. What do you like most about Vince Karras and what he's going to bring here for your defense?
I think he brings the details that I've been looking for of like who I am as a football coach and as a person. He naturally has that already. We kind of teach the same way. There's a lot of things that we believe in the same. We both want to be champions, right? We want to be champions daily. He's a man of faith. He's a good husband. He comes from a good, like just a good grade of football. I mean, look who his father was, right? His father done that, and then he was able to learn under his father all that time. Then he was able to take over, and then being able to come here. And I think the things that I'm not great at, he's good in, and the things that I'm not, that he might not be great at, that I'm good in, right? So we're a great mix for each other because we complement each other well. And there's constant communication with him, myself, Coach Nixon, and our new special teams coordinator, Coach Bear. Just all of us are constantly talking after every meeting to make sure that we're all on the same page, that things are being done the right way, being taught the right way on both sides of the ball, because I want to make sure that everybody's being taught the same way and we're all speaking the language, and we all got the same goal and want to see each other succeed on both sides of the ball and also with special teams.
Coach, you mentioned there what you're good at, what you're not good at. Now that you've had a chance to digest last season, a little time away, what can people expect differently out of you as a head coach?
To have another quarterback ready. Make sure I got another quarterback ready to play. Not being had to see that right there, that was just wasn't good at all. I think that was it was irresponsible. It was it's not acceptable. It won't happen again. It shouldn't go that way. Secondly, I would say just the patience of understanding. You're going to be able to see me understanding things a lot more. I mean, we're just going to compete, though, right? I'm going to have a tough football team. You can expect us to run the ball a lot better. We'll still be able to pass, but expect us to run the ball. I think the coaches you go get, as long as they can go out and then you'll be able to see what we do by what I'm coaching and what I'm asking for, and the coaches being able to see that. I think there'll be complete vertical alignment in the program. I feel like last year we were riding off of the year before, and guys didn't pay attention to all the signs that were there. See, everyone's blaming it on Steve getting hurt and this not being that. I mean, that was a blessing that got to happen that way, because I was able to see everyone that didn't belong. I was able to see the things that I was doing wrong, right, and being able to fix those. And there's nothing like being able to self-examine yourself and understand and know. So when people are coming and saying things that you may need to fix, it's like, yeah, I was right about that. I'm on point with that. One of my best conversations over the break, I got a chance to talk to Nick Saban for about a half an hour, and he just told me some things that he thought that I should do, and when I come see him, to be ready for certain stuff. But he gave me some really good things of just talking about, and told me the things that I'm extremely good at, keep doing them, and don't allow anybody else to do them. For me to make sure that I do the recruiting, that I bring the guys in, that I'm on top of that, and then allow the coaches to coach, allow them to coach their players, allow them to put the scheme in and understand it, but make sure I know the scheme, because if it doesn't fit what I want, then we have to change it. So I thought that was some really good advice that I got from him, and being able to talk to him helped me a lot. And Tom Coughlin, being able to speak to him a few times helped me a lot also.
Yeah, very good advice. One follow-up on the coaching staff. Obviously, when you bring guys in, that means you're losing guys to other programs as well. I just wanted to get your thoughts on Elijah and Nunzio in particular, both moving on. And a common question we get is, they were so tight. Are they good? So I'll ask you, everything good with you and Elijah and Nunzio, and as they move on to other jobs now?
Yeah, absolutely. They still got a job. I'm thankful for them. They help me get where we are right now, right? They help different things, and people may look at it other ways, but me and Elijah will be related for the rest of our lives, right? So that's one thing. I'm happy for him. He has an opportunity of just going where he played ball and where he was successful. Not played ball, but where he was at and where he was successful, and him and his family is happy about it. So if that's where him and his wife wants to be at, then that's where I think they should be. And for Coach Nuns, man, I'm really happy for him that he gets the opportunity to go be an offensive coordinator, right? That's what he wanted to do for a long time, so that helps a lot. And I think Coach E is going back with a really great defensive coach who will be able to, he's the co-coordinator there, so he'll have an opportunity of continuously the things that he did learn over the last few years to learn a little bit more, to put in his own toolbox. So when it's time for him to go be a head coach, he'll be able to take care of all the problems and things of that nature. So I'm happy where both of them landed at, because I think that where they are, they'll both end up being even more successful than they already are. But I love those dudes, so there's never an issue when someone leaves. As long as they happy when they leave, I'm good.
All right, that's what we like to hear. You've been gracious with your time. We had some other things we were going to touch on. Michael Smith, Ducey, Darian Mensah.
So let's get.
Go ahead.
Michael Smith, he's where he need to be at, right? Like, he signed with us.
Right.
Was a little uncomfortable. I wasn't sure. He wanted to think about the portal. Again, I was lost on how you wanted to do that. But Pete Golden's a hell of a dude. Me and him had a good friendship for some years now. And me and Pete just talked, and that was the best place. We got things that were in line. If a guy wants to leave, then there's certain things that has to happen. But I think Michael Smith will make out better at Ole Miss. I'm happy for Michael. I think he's a good player, and he'll continue to develop on and off the football field. So thankful for him. Tootsie, he's not going to come here and play ball. He's going to allow him to walk on. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to talk about that or not, but it's just different things that had to come about. He's still thinking about it, because when you're going to walk on somewhere, that's your right? You get to do that wherever. I was just going to tell him, like, yeah, you definitely have an opportunity to do that, because I know he was born and raised here. So just wanted to be able to give him a shot to live out something that would be in his dream. But I'm not really sure if that'll happen, because we're getting more and more players on the football team. So it still goes to I got to evaluate it now, right? Like, at first it was like, all right, you come in and see, but then more and more players are coming that can play ball, and I want to be able to evaluate. Some guys have tape, and then there's no tape there, right? But I think that he's a great young man, to be honest. He was from Syracuse, so I figured, why not do that? Why not be able to give him a chance to come back and try and play football at a college in a city where he was born and raised, right? For his early, I think up to he's about 12 years old. He was here, so meant a lot to do that. Mensah, that's wild. That almost happened to us. I tried to come and get my D tackle. I just hit the coach up, told him, hey, listen, I already know what's going on. We're not doing that. He's staying here to play for me. Me and the kid's parent got in an argument. But at the end of the day, the parent understood and knew that I cared and I loved his son. So he's like, yeah, you're right. He's going to stay there with you. So his son was happy that his dad said he could stay, tore the paper up, and he left out the office. I was happy. I left out the office the same way. And then I couldn't wait till 12:01 came so I could stop worrying about that portal on the 16th. Yeah. But what happened with Mensah is, it's the game, right? It's the nature of the business. It's not illegal. So, you just gotta keep make sure you're close to your players, right? Sometimes you may feel that's enough money, but like I hear it was like $10 million. There was something he's supposed to get. Like, what you think he's supposed to do if he's about to get $10 million? Like, he's about to get $10 million. Like, and he's that young and being able to provide for his family already. $10 million. Like, yeah. They could have asked my son to leave right before the portal was closed. I would say, hey, just go.
You would have pushed him, right?
I'd have paid for the flight. I paid for the flight, but it's part of the game, man. I wish him the best. I'm happy for the way the portal is. Now all we could do is just coach our teams up. Everybody get a chance to coach their players the rest of the year, and whatever they say we got to do, that's what we're gonna do, and make sure we try and do the best. I am very happy though, guys, with the character and integrity on our football team. I think that Syracuse, make sure you come out, support this basketball game tonight. This Saturday, next Saturday, go see Miss Felicia and the women's play. They're doing a heck of a job right now. I'm really excited about seeing and watching them play. Lil Darius is killing out there, and then Layla's doing a heck of a job also. So excited watching them, all of them. Just all the girls are doing a great job, and just all of our sports, though. Tune in to Syracuse Sports right now, because the 2026 is going to be a great year for everybody, and I'm just thankful for the opportunity to be the head of the football program here still.
Always great catching up with Fran Brown. We kept him for about 25 minutes today. Anything stand out to you from the interview?
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that he owned up to the fact that the backup quarterback was not ready to play last year, and that was on him. It was kind of refreshing to hear someone say,
Yeah, he is very transparent when he comes on and talks to us. Nothing seems to be off limits. He gives his thoughts on everything, and it's good to hear that his relationship with Elijah is still strong. I figured that was the case, but I don't know about you. A lot of people have asked me that, and good to hear that they're still tight and that everybody's kind of moved on to where they need to be and want to be at the moment. And Syracuse football seems to be on the verge of bigger and brighter days ahead. Again,
unlike the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story for another day. I walked in today and I said, I didn't think it was possible as a Bills fan to feel worse than I did after the loss and McDermott got fired. That press conference today, again, conversation for another day. We got to go. For Paulie, I'm Steve. We'll talk to you tomorrow, everybody.
Download the WSYR Plus app on your TV to stream News Channel 9 for free. Just go to your smart TV, search WSYR Plus in the App Store, and download to start streaming today.